Hey Megan, here's an example of the exercises that I gave you for this week for HIIT. It's progressive HIIT. So basically, as I said in the email, you'll do 10 repetitions of each exercise. Each round you reduce it by 1. So when you get to the end, instead of doing 1, you'll go back to 10, okay? It'll take a little bit of time. If you start to feel like it's too long, just stop. You don't have to go all the way to 1. Let me just take you through what each of them are, okay? So thrusters are those squats with an overhead press. You just press up. So use your legs, explode to the top for that overhead press with your legs, okay? Mountain climbers, I'm sure you're familiar with those, but I'll show you just in case. You're down into a plank position, driving the knees in. You can go fast or slow, okay? So those are mountain climbers. Lunging, you can hold weights for those, that's perfectly fine. We'll do reverse lunges. So reverse lunge, you can stay on one side. You can do 10 on one side and then switch to the other. Kind of check your balance if you need to. Okay, so you can always tap, put your foot down, lunge, hold weights if you like. All right. Reverse fly. We've done this before. It's the 45-degree angle. Bring those weights out wide. You can see here. Squeeze the shoulder blades in the back, okay? You do not want to be standing doing this. If you stand upright, you're essentially working shoulders, not your back. So make sure that whatever you do, you have that 45-degree angle. Squeeze the shoulder blades together in the back. Upright row, we've done that before, but just as a reminder, slide those weights straight up the chest. Make sure the elbows lead. So you can see here, I'll bend over a bit so you can see it. The elbows are nice and high. There we go. All right, so a wall sit, you're gonna basically slide down on the wall, right? To where you're about perpendicular, 90 degrees to the floor. So you can see the legs are straight. If you can't get there, it's okay to go a little higher, right? You can come a little bit higher on the wall. Shoulders are back, you're gonna be flat against the wall. You're gonna curl at the same time. So elbows are gonna be back and positioned here. It's not out here, nice and flat. Curl while you're doing that seated wall sit, okay? Then we will go to a narrow row to a kickback, which is, again, that bent over position, rowing narrow, elbows are back. So we're gonna row up, kick back for the triceps, and release. I'm pretty sure we've done that one too. So row up, kick back, release. And then the last one are plank shoulder taps. So if you're down in a plank position on the floor, you're gonna be flat back as you can, support yourself well, drawing your belly button towards your core and tap, okay? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the key thing here is that you're not rotating. So you don't wanna be in that position where you're like turning yourself. Try to stay nice and controlled, everything straight, flat. There's lots of different exercises for obliques that require that transverse movement. We're not doing that in this case, we're just focusing on the shoulder tap. If it's too much to be on your knees, or excuse me, on your toes, drop to your knees. You can do the same thing there, okay? So again, the goal is to do 10 of every exercise. You're gonna work through that list, do 9, 8, etc. Get as far as you can. If you fatigue or you're just kind of like, that's enough, like, just stop. If you feel like you're strong and you want to go through the full list, try to go all the way to 1, and of course on 1 do 10 of each instead of 1. It'll start to speed up once you get past about 6. It goes pretty quickly, as you can imagine. So all right, there's your list. Try that at least once during this week, okay? All right, have a great one.